somehow, there go we by the grace of God. We, for the most part, found our way to section C16, where we have set up Camp Francis. Except Manny, he might be dead.
Also, this week has been a commitment, a commitment to trudge through. Commitment these days is I'll do it as long as it feels good to me. There were many moments where it did not feel good to me, this past week, and I thought, thank God that I'm experiencing true and holy commitment. That I'm here to witness, but also to experience how to enter deeper into the heart of God. You're standing in these crowds for hours, and you're like, what the hell am I doing? What is this for? But my gosh, it correct. But you look around, and even though people are crowded, and there's 105-degree weather happening, and there's music, and there's song, and there's triumph, I was reminded how in the strongest moments of darkness and struggle and anguish can really be turned into a moment of joy.
It's something that I was looking forward to, that my first memories of coming to mainland Portugal, the continente, as we say in Portuguese, are with my family, in the sense of my religious family. I was so excited to go into the confessional. Long story short, I didn't get to go into those confessionals because a priest pulled me aside and was like, oh, can you help me hear confessions of this group right now? But I heard, 7 or 8, maybe 9 Angolan pilgrim confessions in Portuguese. Why would I ever do that? It was mind-blowing how we were connecting through the sacraments, and it was a privilege for me as a priest to be present to people, and as a Franciscan priest.
Ragazzi,
I'm currently making my way to what I think is section C for this papal mass. Probably about 1 million people here. Eventually climbed up onto an overpass because I saw some people ran into some friendly folks from Denmark. The Danes seem to know what's up.
Wearing a habit really is a striking witness to people. But I put myself in the feet and the shoes of these young people, and I remember where I was in high school. You think of these moments where people are like, "Oh my gosh, can I take a photo with you?" And there's a lot of those moments, or when you're just giving someone a pen, or you just turn to them and you notice them, and they're like, they just, a smile comes on their face. You give them a wristband, whatever it is. I understand where those kids are coming from, because a lot of them have never seen religious men, some of them religious women. And for me, I felt a number of moments of joy, just either dancing or meeting young people, conversations that are out of this world. You're on the bus, crammed as a sardine, and I just had amazing conversations with young people. Just those moments were okay, those are substantial God winks.
Good news, Manny found us.
it was quite a journey.
So we are all together.
When I heard heard from one in our group about like, is this how the people in Israel crossing the desert? I was like, oh wow, like it really like opened my mind. I was like, oh my, we are pilgrims.
Yeah.
Like that was the first time like I really internalized the fact that we are pilgrims. Like what is this? Like people are sleeping on the floor. Literally, I saw one guy like he woke up and it was all brown, like sleeping straight on the dirt.
Yeah.
And he didn't have it. I was like,
Wow.
wow. This is the first time really that I feel Franciscan in the sense that like being with the people, like being as close as his guests of like identifying with the poor. I don't know how to describe it. It's just like I don't think I've ever done something like this, and I'm from Africa. So, yeah.
Excuse me?
I'm still wrapping my mind about the fact that like people were willing to like sleep where we slept.
Yeah.
Like, and that many people,
Oh my God.
like, for the experience. That's crazy to me.
I think I go back to what Pope Francis says, that everything starts with God's love. And that's obviously very Franciscan. And we've seen that in so many ways. And I really, really go back to what happened yesterday with the kids asking us, do you guys have food? I thought that was a great experience for us as mendicants. Yeah. I mean, they noticed.
Yeah.
We didn't ask them. They just offered. And one started, and then what a great witness that we have showed this week. It goes back to the story of Leo and Francis. And Leo was asking, how are we going to preach? And it's just from witness. I mean, we haven't preached with great words. I mean, yeah, we've shared our stories, little stories here and there and stuff like that, but it's just been from our own witnesses just walking around. So.
Alegría no es para uno, es para llevar algo. Yo les pregunto a ustedes que están aquí, que han venido a encontrarse, a buscar el mensaje de Cristo.
I think for me, I kind of anticipated hopefully coming. But in the chaos of like trying to get to certain places and trying to, all of that, the most beautiful moment for me was the vigil. Because getting through to the gate was ridiculous. But that vigil and during the Eucharistic adoration, when everything just went silent, and you could hear a pin drop, and it was just like, be still and know that I am God. Like, be still, like, leave all the chaos and everything and all the craziness of, leave it all out there and just be in this moment. And I thought, whoa, I mean, it was beautiful.
So the experience has been just reinforcing my experience of God, finding Him everywhere. Everywhere you look for Him. Even if you don't understand how He's present, but you know He's present there. That's what I take with me of this experience. So many different people. Each person is a universe in itself. I honestly, I thought I would die without going to a World Youth Day. Yeah, I honestly thought
I knew how
I would
much you
die.
wanted.
Because the first one was what? My first memory of a World Youth Day was 95 Manila. 4 million people, and it was all over the news. 95, I was 13 years of age. And okay, I was active in my parish and I want to do that. I want to be part of that. It took what, 27 years? It took 27 years, a lifetime to fulfill that. I want to be there.
I'm always blown away by how much people like us and are like fascinated by us. And like, oh, I like these friars. And there's always like this, like, oh, these are like really holy guys. And I'm like, oh, were you walking with me this morning? So that piece is always like, oh yeah, like I'm supposed to be doing something a little bit better. Left to my own devices, I would just be a disaster. This afternoon was a good example of like, all right, the gifts of each of the people in that debacle really kind of rose to the surface of like, I was just in full on like panic emergency, like, I just need to get these 5 people home without dying. And Tim was like, oh, we got to keep good spirits, right?
Yeah.
And Chris is using his like, you're using your distraction to an advantage of like, well, here's a restaurant, and here's a restaurant, and here's a restaurant, and here's like, okay, here's all these options that are available. And Antonio's just like, all right. It worked. We got home, and we didn't die. We weren't in the hospital. So I was like, okay, great. And I said to you, like, I've never felt so Franciscan as last evening. We're like, I'm here to like be sort of kind of close to the Pope, and I'm like sleeping outside in disgustingness. And like, there's no other scenario in my life where I would permit myself to be as dirty as I was last night. And uncomfortable. But I was like, I'll do this because the Pope's here. That's kind of cool. There's moments of like, well, this is like, what am I doing here? But then there's moments of like, oh, that's what I'm doing here. It's been a good week being with y'all.
Almighty Father, grant us prayer through Jesus Christ, your Son, our Lord, who reigns with you from age to age, one with the Spirit ever blessed. Amen.
Just a further note on like our fraternal experience, like piggybacking off what Manny said of this feeling like a family experience, in the fullest sense of that, because when I think of family vacations,
so it's the crazy aunt.